He's back! What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, indeed, I am back. James L. Seagrace here, coming to you at 2:57 p.m. on Sunday, August 17th. This is your preseason podcast special that we talked about. We knew it was coming eventually. It's good to be back. What an off season. Can't wait for football to get started. We got some new owners, lost some classics. I was going to do an in memoriam session. Already did it on the site. And you know what? They didn't fucking sign up for the form on time / pay on time. We're not spending any more time talking about them because they're dead to me. They're going to get one of these right from the jump. Some huge names were lost this offseason. Unfortunately, one of the founding fathers of this league didn't sign up for the form. Dom Valenti, former champion, also got the axe. Several other people, including, I won't be able to do any of these, but Dollar Bills, y'all, he is gone, along with a couple other people. But, Dom Valenti, Richard Perez, the two main ones that were gone. But you know what? It is what it is. I gave people plenty of chances. You're all here. You're all watching. That means you all paid on time, with the exception of Paul Wallenwine. Maybe he paid yesterday. Maybe he paid Friday. I don't know. But you got till the 20th. Otherwise, Don Valenti will be back and take your spot. He is like a eagle ready to swoop down and scoop up Paul Wallenwine's spot. If he does not pay, don't want to call you out, but I will. Going to call out a lot of people today. But mainly for today, what we're here is we're going to talk about the league itself, because some of you don't know how this works. Most of you do. I will try to put time codes in here so you can skip everything if you have done this before. But if you haven't, listen up. That is not the right thing. This is what I'm looking for right here. Nope. Also not it. There it is right here. This is what we're looking for. This is the Michigan Ultimate Survivor League. The worst thing about this league is the website. Just a heads up. I'm going to get that out of the way right now. It is not the prettiest thing in the world. Also, when I click on it, apparently shit doesn't go. I did get a new computer, as J Mac pointed out. I'm going back to OBS, so I don't think it's going to crash, which is good. Eventually, I might go back to the other thing where we can have people come in on the live feed and be guests like the old days. But nevertheless, for today, we're going with this. This is the site. You'll see your standings here on the left-hand side, right-hand side, yada yada yada. I don't know why my top of whatever. Who cares? Key things you'll want to know. Number one, as you can see, there's a lot of teams in this league. This is a 100-team league. There's 10-team conferences named after classic characters. We'll break down the conferences here in a little bit, from comedy movies, Jeff Lebowski, Kirk Lazarus, Ron Burgundy, Jeff Spicoli, whatever. So when you go to this league, you'll see all these things. This is Survivor League. There are 100 teams. There are... Why is week 12 on here? That's a question of the day. Oh, that's weird. Yeah. Nevertheless, we'll fix that here. Well, maybe we'll fix it right now. Nothing to worry about. We checked it out. It shows 12 for some reason, but it is 11 weeks. On that note, 11-week regular season. You have 10-team conferences. That means the first 2 weeks that you play in this league are against non-conference teams. Completely random non-conference teams. But you can make the argument that, well, those two games aren't as important. They're not, but they're still important because the number one tiebreaker is head-to-head record, overall record, rather, sorry, and then conference, then head-to-head. So, yeah. So that's how that works. 100 teams, 27 teams make the playoffs, and here's how this goes, okay? The 10 conference champions are going to be getting a bye, okay? Or no, sorry, Jesus, I'm rusty. You knew this was coming. 10 conference champions win $50, okay? Playoffs start in week 12. They'll go through week 16 is all. So no week 17 or 18 here, although there's a suck bracket. We'll talk about that in a second. Of the 10 top conferences, only the top 5 will get a bye. 13 teams at that point will get playoffs based on their record. 2 teams will get in based on points, and finally 2 teams in on the lottery, okay? So we're going straight to how this playoffs work here, okay? We have the top 10 teams, the conference winners, top 5 will get byes. The other 5 will play in week 1 of the playoffs, of our MUSL playoffs, that is. And then the next 13 seeds are based on record. and then the points is the tiebreaker for that. And then there are two teams. So let's say you're like 4-7, and you had a bad year for matchups, but you have an ass load of points. So the teams that are left who aren't already in the playoffs, the top 2 point getters will get in the playoffs based on strictly points, which makes some unique scenarios down towards the end of the year. If your team's like, well, I'm not getting on a record, got to get on points, you'll start throwing out these super lineups, which is really cool. Unless you're playing these people, because then you gotta get screwed. So it gets really crazy at the end of the year. And then finally, the 2 teams that are there are 2 spots that are left that are strictly seeded based on lottery drawing. Every win that you get a lottery ticket in, and you will get pulled into the playoffs. So as long as you've not been randomized twice, okay? If you're randomized twice in a year, we'll talk about the randomizer. Well, let's do it right now. Basically, this league is set up to where there are no automatic wins. If you do not submit a lineup by 1 o'clock on Sunday, your team will draw nobody. You get randomized at that point, which means that we have a system where we poll decent players, like ranked 13 through 35 for like quarterbacks and kickers and defenses, or 32 for defenses, obviously. And then like ranked 20th through like 100 for wide receivers and tight ends. So you get an automatic lineup put in for you randomly, hence the name randomizer, so that your opponent doesn't get an automatic win. That happens 1 time, you get a slap on the wrist. That happens 2 times, you get removed from the playoff lottery drawing. Happens 3 times, you get your team taken away, and Dom Valenti comes and takes it from you if he hasn't already gotten one. So that's how that works. As for the lineups, just so you know, we do 1 quarterback. I don't know why I don't have this on the screen here. Or I do right here. You can't see this, but still. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, running back, wide receiver, tight end, 1 place kicker, 1 defense. We don't do the stupid-ass defensive players, because those are lame. We did that a long time ago in our regular league, and it, kind of sucked, But we do... Yes, we do a flex, but the flex has to be wide receiver, running back, or tight end, not the 2 quarterback formations. No, that's stupid. No, this is how it is. Tried and true method. Those are your starting lineups. Now, of course, the unique thing about our league is it is called the Michigan Ultimate Survivor League, because once you start a player, you cannot start him again. You've all been drawn into this league. I don't have to completely explain the whole concept. But basically, if you start a player once, there's no rosters, there's no draft, okay? You start a player once, you can't use them the rest of the year, including the MUSL playoffs, okay? Now, when the season is over and the NFL playoffs start, things get reset. That's a whole other thing we'll talk about later. But that's how that works. So that's that. Every year, the conferences are randomized. And that's what we're really here to look at today, is to see where the conference draw is. I spent way too much of my day when I have a huge Comic-Con coming up in 6 days organizing this and figuring out who's who from the playoffs historically. So I hope you appreciate it. We're going to see exactly where your conference stands here right now, okay? So we're starting off with the, let's see, where am I at? Oh my God. Here we are. It's time for the conference breakdown. We're going to start off with the Jeff Lebowski conference. I think this is going to be way too fucking loud, but we're going to try. You probably won't be able to hear me. Here we go. Here we go. The Jeff Lebowski conference has a couple of people on it that are new, I believe. I just got to find the volume on this thing. It's way too loud. There we go. Nah, that's fine. All right. So, here are your Jeff Lebowski conference. Jake Bates Motel, which is Stephen Gurgley, who had his team removed, then he got back in because he understands that it wasn't a threat, it was a promise. Hurt So Good, Parker Dalton, has not done much historically. Hernandez Hitman, Antoine Bacon, same. Paul Ward, Michael Myers, he's a great owner. We're going to go over this here. FarmersOnly.com, Tom Farmer's brother Matt Farmer, former champion. Bleedy Blue Bombers, Pat Provost Sr., always in the running. Vic in a Box, great owner. Ducky on Quack, Nick Radecki, new owner. Balls Deep, John Gillette, might as well be a new owner. This is too loud. That's probably better. Maybe. Maybe that's better, maybe it's not. So, when you look at the Jeff Lebowski conference, this is where we're going to go. We have this thing set up where we have... Where the fuck? Here it is. Jeff Lebowski Conference right here. Okay, so I'm going to pause this music real quick so I can explain this to you, okay? Here's what we have. I don't know why it's so fucking unorganized, but still. I should have done this beforehand, but nevertheless. We've taken team players or owners' historical playoff performance and ranked them. The further you get into the playoffs, the more points you get for that year. A 20 points is if you won a championship. 21 is if you won a championship and did not have a bye. Okay, so that's the most points you can score. You make it to the playoffs, you get 1 point. You win a game, you get 1 point, yada, yada, yada. So the point is, the higher the number in this column, the better historically these people have done in the playoffs. So we're going to look now. For that being said, we've ranked 3 things: playoff points, playoff appearances, and championships. So you will see where you stack up in these conferences, okay? So back to the music. Here we go. So, in the Jeff Lebowski Conference, John Gillette never made the playoffs. Nick Radecki's a rookie owner, never made the playoffs. Parker Dalton might as well be a rookie, never made the playoffs. Stephen Gergley never made the playoffs. So those are 4 people who have never made the playoffs at all. Then you have Antoine Bacon, who has made the playoffs 3 times. Josh Griner has made the playoffs 3 times. And Paul Ward has made the playoffs 3 times. Of those 3 times, Paul Ward definitely has done the most damage. 20 points, that means he probably made it to the Final Four one year. We don't have those stats. We do, we just don't want to look them up. Then you have Michael Myers. Oh, sorry, you have Matt Farmer, made the playoffs 4 times, 27 points. And why is that number high? Because he is a former champion, although he has gotten bounced in the first round twice, the last 2 years rather. Once by me, last year, sorry Matt. Pat Provost Sr. has made the playoffs 5 times, 24 points. And Michael Myers, Halloween himself, has made the playoffs 7 times. He's been in the league a long time, but I don't know. That's a lot. So, total 25 playoff appearances, 1 championship, 108 points for the Jeff Lebowski Conference. Now we go down to the Kirk Lazarus Conference. Your Commissioner's Providence Power is in this conference. We have Roger Brewer, Cody Provost, Gary King, Corey Brewer, father and son's fine, Will Green, Robert Ames, Josh Crampton, Keith Dowdy, and James St. Germain. Those are your owners for this league. And this is the what conference again? The Kirk Lazarus Conference. So here we go. Of this league, of this conference, you look right here. I'm sorry, this is not super easy to read, but right here, this conference, literally every single team has made the playoffs at least once. We're starting off with the bottom feeders here. Keith Dowdy and James St. Germain. They haven't been in the league very long, but they both made the playoffs, and they both won a game in the playoffs because they got 3 points. Corey Brewer's made the playoffs twice. Robert Ames twice. Roger Brewer twice. Then we get to the 3-baggers. Gary King, the lovable Gary King. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. 16 points. That means he's made it far into the playoffs. James Seagraves hasn't done shit except for last year. I did make it to the Final Four. Did come in third place, ladies and gentlemen. And then the Donkey Punchers hung out with Will Green last night. Let me tell you, we went axe throwing, and Ben Miller, Sagnass and about top notch. He's here. I'll tell you what, the guy was intoxicated, throwing axes. It was a bad idea. I hadn't seen throws that bad in about 4 hours when I saw Hendon Hooker play. That was it. That's all I got. Nevertheless, off topic. It was bad. We survived the night, though. Although Cassandra's car still smells like weed. Anyway, then we get to one of the most decorated playoff gods, in a way, is Josh Crampton. 9 playoff appearances. Now, granted, sometimes you have 2 teams, but they both made the playoffs. 9 playoff appearances might be the most. 9! Sounds like it's fucking Germany in here. Nevertheless, 9 playoff appearances, only 20 points. So that means he gets to the playoffs and loses. Much like the Buffalo Bills, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Oh, shit. I don't even know what's going on here. Who's next? Ron Burgundy Conference. Where are they at, Ronnie? It's Ron Burgundy time. Here's what we got. First and foremost, we have Stephanie Bradley. Never made the playoffs. Scott Mukovitz also never made the playoffs. You have Aaron Minturn, Eric Hester, and Rob Shaw all made the playoffs one time. Then you've got Kyle Stoker with his one championship, making the playoffs twice. And Neil Seagraves made the playoffs 6 times, hasn't done dick. 6 playoff appearances, 12 points. Means he wins 1 out of every 2 years he makes it, then he gets bounced the other year. Wins 1 game, that is. Hasn't gone very far. But then, you've got the greatest, arguably, most decorated, almost certainly, owner in the history of the league, Louis Diana, in the Ron Burgundy Conference. He's only won once, but he's made it to the finals multiple times. Made it to the Final Four even more times. I believe every time he's made the playoffs, he's made to the Final Four. I think that is true. I don't have a stat boy to check or beat, but nevertheless. So in this conference, you have 2 champions. 21 playoff appearances, 103 points. So that's a tough one, Ron Burgundy Conference. Aaron Minturn and Stephanie Bradley, you got your work cut out for you, ladies. Also, Craig Monahan in this thing. Why didn't you come out last night? Pretty shitty. That's all I got to say. Nevertheless, here we go. Well, you know what? I didn't even do the totals for mine. We have no conference champion. We have no champions in the Kirk Lazarus Conference, but 29 playoff appearances. Next up, we've got the Jeff Spicoli Conference. Here we go. Jeff Spicoli. I hope to God this music's not too loud on this thing. Jeff Spicoli Conference. You have Austin Pollard, who has never made the playoffs. Andy Plum. Digger Phelps has never made the playoffs. That's crazy to me. Might not be real. We don't know. What just happened there? David Dalton. 1 playoff appearance. Jordan Craig, same. And Lennon Seagraves. 1 playoff appearance, but he got 15 points. And why is that? Because he made it to the finals and lost. But still, hasn't done a damn thing since, by the way. In fact, he hasn't done a lot in life since then. He watches a lot of Trailer Park Boys, though, I'll tell you that much. So anyway, next up, we have, who else we got here? Oh, the one-timers, yeah, Jordan Craig, David Dalton. 2-time playoff appearance, Jason Taylor. He's been in the league a long time to only get 2 playoff appearances. Don't worry about that. We have Chris Russell, your defending champion. Your defending champion, that's right. All he does is, well, all he did last year was win. It's not all he does, because he's been in the league a while. 3 playoff appearances, 1 championship. Cassandra Seagraves, 3 playoff appearances, was in the Final Four last year. Tony Cromwell, 4 playoff appearances, and made it to the finals once and lost to his wife. And then Tom Farmer, the lovable Tom Farmer, 6 playoff appearances, and just 12 points to show for it. Kind of shameful, honestly, but it's fine. What's going on here? Fuck me. Okay, we're turning this down a little bit more. Okay. So that's 1 championship, 21 appearances, 101 points. Not all that bad. Next up, we go to the Frank Drebin Conference. This is, where are you at here? Frank Drebin Conference. Oh my God. We're going to pause this real quick because, yeah, not even worth having intense music for this. The Frank Drebin Conference might be the most atrocious conference in the history of MUSL, okay? If you got drawn into this conference this year, thank your lucky stars, my people, okay? And here's why. Well, first of all, well, we'll talk about it. There are no rookie owners in here either, by the way. No rookie owners and 0 championships, 10 playoff appearances. Michael Carl, which, by the way, last year Michael Carl was in the worst fucking division possible for him. His first year. We were rooting for him all year. Had a rough go of it. Got the idea of the league. Loved it. Tough draw last year for him. Not this year, Mike. You're good. You're, in fact, golden. And speaking of golden, you're in the same conference as Golden Kroger. My man, we met at a Lions game. He lives in Minnesota. Hopefully we'll meet again. And then you have Jamie Phelps / Bracefield. I don't know whose team is what. There's a lot of talk. None of them have made the playoffs at all. Okay. Jordan Tripp he's made it 1 time. It says 0, but he had a point. Craig Kissel's made it one time. Ben Hester and Rocky Keeling's only made the playoffs one time. That can't be right, but it's gonna be right. I think it is good. So yeah, not exactly Bill Belichick's over here. And then we have Mick DeBow, Fly Eagles Fly. He's happy about the Eagles winning. And then Paul Smith. 3 times each. Paul Smith has done much more damage in there. As you can see, 17 points for him, 7 for Mick DeBow. That's it. 2, 1, 1, 3. Bunch of zeros. That is madness. Now that that's over, we're going to get the music back because with that, we just couldn't. We couldn't have hype music. We're talking about this conference. The fucking Frank Drebin conference is a disaster. All right. Who's next? That's the Brody Bruce conference. Now I can already tell there's fucking pedigree in here. Nah. No championships, though. Nevertheless, here we go. Brody Bruce conference. Who's in this? We've got Greg Munger, Chris Melclory, John Zemer, and Justin J. Mac McClinchy. Never made the playoffs, any of them, although some of those guys are new. Relatively new. No rookies, though, still. Then we have Brad Van Camp, 1 playoff appearance, got bounced in the first round. OJ Eldorado, 2 playoff appearances, 2 points, got bounced in the first round both times. Jeremy Orr, a.k.a. Kakambas, 3 playoff appearances, 14 points. Great job for you. You've done well in the playoffs. The aforementioned Benjamin, I'm going to leave a bunch of smelly weed in your car, Miller, 3 appearances, 16 points. And then we get to people who've made the playoffs a bunch. We have Ryan Frazier, 4 playoff appearances, 21 points. He's done some damage. And then we have one of the most decorated owners in history, Bonnie Monahan, Love Story Jordan's version. What a gal, what a team, what an owner. 8 appearances, 41 points. Incredible. So, no championships, though. 21 appearances, 95 total playoff points. We're going to rank these at the end here. So that's that. Who's next? We have the Rod Kimball conference coming up next. There's 10 conferences. Like I said, we're going to get there. Promise you. You want to know who you're up against, don't you? This is another tough one here, folks. Yikes. So we have Brian Benor, Ronnie Tripp, who's a rookie, Marcus Towns, who's a rookie, 2 rookies in the Lion's Den. Oh, my God. So we have Nick Harris, one of the Columbine kids, maybe, we don't know, 2 appearances. Mike Kaminsky, the Kaminsky method, last year, first year, made it far. One appearance, 6 points, very good. Then we have Alan Harvey. He's made the playoffs twice, won the championship once. The other time must have got bounced out pretty quick. And then Sarah Krasansky, 4 playoff appearances, 22 points, very respectable. Eric Minturns only made the playoffs 1 time, but he won the championship. And then we have Larry Weinberg, somehow has made the playoffs 7 times, only has 13 points to show for it. He gets bounced early every single time. And I skipped Don Knapp, 3 appearances, 7 points, not too bad. All in all, 2 championships, makes it tough. And 20 appearances, 96 points. So that's that. The music stopped. It's fine. I'm just going to go with it because I don't want to fuck with it. You know?
On this I will stand, I will win, or I will die.
That's what people are saying. I don't know where that came from, but next up, Napoleon Dynamite Conference. Here we go. We got, who we got? Another pretty easy one, but fucking A. There's 2 giants in this conference. So, Rob Gork has never made the playoffs. He's the only one. A lot of one-timers here. Rob Aiken, Josh Harris, Gary Grant, Cody Cole, Dom Mulkey, and Austin O'Neill. Dom Mulkey is back, ladies and gentlemen. That is crazy because if you don't know who Dom Mulkey is, and again, I probably will say this multiple times throughout the year, but I'm going to bring it up one time right now. One time. Dom Mulkey, famous for one thing only. Making it to the Final Four, losing. Didn't realize there's a 3rd place game. Got randomized a 3rd place game. That one hurts quite a bit. You know? Yeah, it's pretty bad. So nevertheless,
I love you, but sooner or later you're going to have to face the fact you're a goddamn moron.
Dom Mulkey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have Rob Jezierski, better bring your A game, 3 appearances, 11 points. Pat Provost, Senior, I think that might be junior. I don't know. I get them confused. I got to label them right. Nevertheless, made the playoffs 6 times, 24 points. And of course, where are we at here? We got to fucking, where's it at? Oh my God. You know it's coming. We got our first tomahawk chop of the year. Cale Seagraves, the Apache Chiefs, 7-time playoff appearer, 33 points. Never brought home the big Chief package, I guess. Well, I don't want to talk about the big Chiefs package, but nevertheless, he's never brought home any hardware, but he has made the playoffs a whole bunch. So that's that. And then we get to, oh shit, we got 2 more to go. The Tommy Callahan Conference coming up. Tommy Callahan Automotive, Sandusky, Ohio. They just had Tommy Boy Fest a couple weeks ago. Here we go. We have 1 former champion in this one, but here's the deal. This is like Bradley Fest. No, maybe not. There's 2. Kyler Easterling, Chaz Jolly are both rookie owners. They're going up with Ryan Knight, who's never made the playoffs, and Mason Bradley, never made the playoffs. Aside from that, Chris Kissel's made the playoffs once, gotten 3 points there. Maddie Bradley has made the playoffs 1 time and won the championship, so she has 1 title for her. And then we have Jeffrey Arbogast. Thanks for coming out again last night, Jeff. Oh, wait, nobody did except for Ben and Bill and Minturn, so I appreciate you guys. You know, people fly in all the time, right? And then Paul Wallenwine. Don't know if he's paid yet. Might not be him by the time the season starts. We have Monstars with a asterisk, a star, because there's another team called Monstars back in the day, not to be related. Chaz Jolly. Then we have the return of Aaron King. He's had a few years off. 5 playoff appearances, 18 points. And Brian David, 8 playoff appearances, 46 points. Very good. Never won anything. I thought he did for a long time. I'm pretty sure the universe did split at some point, because I'm pretty sure he did win in another universe. Not this one. I don't know. Finally, we have the Lloyd Christmas Conference, which is going to come up right here. Not a lot of competition here either, folks. We have Stephen Gurgley, Ricky Gennari, which, by the way, will you please just change your name? We already have a team called Balls Deep. I'll message out to you. I don't fucking have 2 teams with the same name, even though one has a Z, one has an S. Anyway, Ricky Gennari, Bracy Trudell, Gary Johnson. What a guy. I ran against him in 2016, beat the shit out of him, but he's a great guy. Good conservative, good libertarian candidate. Gary Johnson makes his debut this year. I did vote for him. True story. Justin Redding. And those are the 5 people who've never made the playoffs. Then you have Steve Garrity, Manny Flores, who I also defeated last year, by the way, and Chad Lige. Found out how to say that because someone came in with that last name the other day. Not related to you, allegedly, but it's weird. How many Elijahs are Elijahing around? I don't know. 3 of those guys made the playoffs 1 time. Little damage by Garrity the time he went. Other than that, Manny Flores got bounced. Chad Lige got bounced in the 2nd round. And then we have Derek Gregory. Made the playoffs 4 times, 16 points. And Rob Bradley. Couldn't win it like his daughter, but he did better than his wife and son. 5 appearances, 13 points. So he's done a great job. Now, that is your conference breakdown. We're at 28 minutes. Great. I don't know if I'm even covering everything I'm supposed to be covering, but this is the important part. I had to fucking write the schedule again. I hope to God it didn't get messed up. There's not a setting on this league page to do what we do. I have to manually make 2 weeks of the schedule. Great time. So I think it's fine. I've looked it up. We've never had a problem, but may have had some AI assistance this time because my brain is shot. So that's that. Now, if we look at this is crazy. Okay, can I zoom over here? Let's see. So this should show you where you're at. The hardest category statistically, or the hardest conference statistically.
We need to build a wall.
Around
it has to be built quickly.
You got to build a wall around Tommy Callahan's conference because he's got 112 playoff points, 1 championship, 21 appearances. Jeff Lebowski, statistically the 2nd hardest, with 108 points. Ron Burgundy, Jeff Spicoli, Rod Kimball. These are all in order. Rod Kimball has 2 championships, only 96 points. Brody Bruce, Kirk Lazarus, Napoleon Dynamite. Now, This is an order of playoff points. I just want you all to see this. My kid's swearing upstairs. Nobody knows why. This right here. How many conferences are there? That's a good question. I think there's 10. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Are you listening? Are you listening, people? I think you are. I think you're listening. So, the next highest amount of playoff points belongs to Louis Diana. And then the next highest belongs to Brian David. And the next highest belongs to Bonnie Monahan. What are we to take from this lesson, ladies and gentlemen? Do we know? We are to take the fact that...
I like big butts and I cannot
no,
lie.
shit.
You other
No, that's not. No, I'm not gonna. No, that's not what we're supposed to be. Can't lie about though. No, what we are supposed to learn from this is that Louis Diana, Brian David, and Bonnie Monahan, all three of these owners, have more playoff pedigree than the Lloyd Christmas Conference and the Frank Drebin Conference. That is bonkers. Totally wild to me. So, and Cale Seagrave is very close, 33. He's almost got enough to Frank Drebin. So, yeah, if you're in the Lloyd Christmas Conference or the Frank Drebin Conference this year, let's look at them one more time. Frank Drebin, Mick DeBow, Rocky Keeling, Jordan Tripp, Michael Carl, one of the Trudells, Bracey or Jamie, Ben Hester, Alex Erickson, Craig Kissel, Paul Smith, and Golden Kroger. Frank Drebin, not very competitive. And Lloyd Christmas also, which again would be Rocky Keeling, Gary Johnson, what a guy, Derek Gregory, Rob Bradley, the Black Hole, Baby Back Gibbs, Stephen Gurgley, Show Me Them TDs, Chad Lige, Bracey Trudell, fucking the Trudells, Bracey, they got, both of them are in shitty conferences. Steve Garrity, gonna be my pick for that one probably. Although Manny Flores did good. John Gillette. No, that's not John Gillette. That's the other balls deep. Ricky Gervais. That's not his name. So, someone's blowing up my phone, too. Anyway. Okay. What is happening? Another wedding gig. Hey, so that's that. Okay, there you have it. That is your playoff. That is your preseason look at the conferences. Conference selection special. Selection Sunday here of some sort. So there we go. What do you think? Are you feeling confident with your team? Maybe. Are you with your conference, really? I'm not, because I've got a couple people that have won in the past. Now, again, anything can happen, okay? Anything can happen. Actually, I don't have anyone who's won, but I got people that have been very good. So, Crampton, I'm looking for you, buddy. So that's that. We'll talk soon. I'll be back again, but I just want to do this conference breakdown so we all know. Y'all have a good day. And hey, if you haven't heard, Mega XP 10 is coming to the Commonwealth Commerce Center on Saturday, August 23rd, 1 week from yesterday. If you come, or if you live anywhere near Jackson, you should come to this event because this is really something that we've done. This is a 10-year anniversary. It's been shelved since 2019. We're bringing it back at least for 1 year to celebrate 10 years, but man, you really should come out because there's tons of stuff to do. It's super cheap, $15 for adults. Come support arts, entertainment, gaming, geekery, everything. Come on out. Come see me. I'll buy you a pop. There's no alcohol this time because, again, we're really focused on the family-friendly part. But we have a suite upstairs. You can get a beer. Anyway, also Lions. Don't forget, Lions games every Sunday at the Zone, every time they play. And we're going to do something like Super Squares. Not 100% sure what we're doing with that, but we'll be back with that night. Anyway, enjoy. Have a good one. Good luck to everyone. And if you're in those two conferences, you got blessed this morning / this afternoon, whatever the hell time it is. See you, bye.